Hey everybody, it's Chris Axelrad. So I want to talk to you today about this concept I call reverse rock bottom, which is kind of a weird thought, but I just want to talk to you a little bit about it because I think it's so important for you. So reverse rock bottom is essentially, most people wait until they're really sick. Most people wait until they're really, really sick and desperate before they make changes to improve their health. It's just human nature. It's not something that I think we intentionally or consciously do. As humans, we're motivated by one of two things, okay? Either to go towards pleasure or away from pain. And for whatever reason, the human race has demonstrated that 80% of the time, moving away from pain is the more powerful motivator. And this is why there's so much fear in the media. There's so much fear-based marketing and sales. If you look at commercials and you look at things on TV, you'll see that there's always this hidden message of fear. Like you're not going to fit in, you're not going to, your wife's not going to love you if you don't buy her that Lexus with the bow on it. Whatever the case may be, there's all kinds of fear-based messages that are out there. And so, the bottom line is human beings are much more motivated to move away from fear. And that's what happens when people hit rock bottom, okay? When people hit this rock bottom of getting a diagnosis or having a real severe health problem, that's when they decide to seek help. And they'll do anything to get that help. And they'll spend any amount of money to get that help. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, sell their homes. I mean, you see this all the time with cancer treatment where, cancer treatment can cost several $100,000. I mean, people will mortgage their homes and do whatever they can and try to raise money whichever way they can to pay for that. But I want to talk about this thing called reverse rock bottom, where instead of waiting until you get to that point, I want you to, you can use your mind, you can use your imagination, you can use your God-given ability to tell stories, and you can write down 2 stories, okay? You can, and first of all, what the heck does any have to do with what I do in wellness? It has everything to do with what I do in wellness. Because, what we do here is we help strengthen nature. We help strengthen nature's healing power in your body. And you don't have to be sick in order to do that. With medications and drugs and pharmaceutical things and surgical procedures, most of the time you've got to be sick for them to really do anything, and they're really not that. You're not going to go, if you don't feel sick, you're not going to go get a prescription for an antibiotic, right? But you can be relatively well, or just at least not sick, and come to me, and I can get you feeling amazing, right? So you can be on medication for thyroid, or you can be on, some type of antidepressants or whatever, or sleep medications, and just kind of getting by and feeling okay, but really want more for yourself, really want to feel that vibrant focus and vitality so that you can, like I always say, live your most purposeful life. Live your greatest life. That's what wellness is all about more than anything else. I mean, I can help you also if you're having, if you are sick. This is definitely something that can help too, in terms of helping you heal faster, in terms of strengthening your body so that it can respond to whatever the treatments that you're doing are. But anyway, my point is this. That reverse rock bottom concept is, take out 2 pieces of paper, and I want you to write down a story first of like the worst case scenario you can think of with your health based on where you're at right now. I mean, your family history, right? Maybe your own medical history and some of the indicators that you've already gotten about, where you might be headed. Some people are pre-diabetic or borderline pre-diabetic. Other people have had, some indicators of some atherosclerosis, or maybe some indicators of some other types of problems that are just kind of on the surface. Go ahead and write down, like, okay, what's the worst case scenario there for you? I mean, obviously, the ultimate for all of us is that we're going to die. So I don't want you to write that part because, that's like kind of stating the obvious, right? It's like saying, well, I'm going to have to pay taxes this year or something. I just want to write like what write down, if I don't take care of myself and if I just keep doing what I'm doing, where am I going to end up? Write that story first. So I'm pre-diabetic. I'm not saying I'm pre-diabetic, because I'm not, thank goodness. But let's say you are. So you write this story, I'm pre-diabetic now, and I'm not going to change my diet, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm just going to keep gaining weight. And eventually I'm going to be weighing, 300 pounds, and I'm going to be miserable and have no energy and probably have heart problems and be on 30 medications. I mean, just make up the story, but tell it truthfully. Where are you going to end up? And then when you finish writing that story, I want you to take out the other piece of paper and write the story down about you taking care of yourself and you really focusing on your wellness and your health and you really getting to a place where you're full of energy and you're full of life. So what's it going to take? So, okay, so today I'm pre-diabetic, and I'm going to, I start exercising every day for 20 minutes, and I'm cutting out all of the unnecessary sugars and carbs out of my diet. My energy's back, and in 10 years I'm 40 pounds lighter. I'm full of energy. I feel young. I feel great. I'm doing all these amazing things. Now, do you see the difference between those two stories? You know what the difference between those two stories is in one story you just kept doing the same thing. You didn't care. In the second story you cared and you decided to make that change. So now most people are going to have to actually just sort of stumble their way down to the first story, the end of that first story. And once they hit, the end of that first story actually comes true. Then they try to write the other story. Then they become very invested in that other story. And they start doing everything they can, spending money, time, energy, effort, resources, trying to get that second story, that healing story, going. So what I would suggest you do is do the reverse the reverse rock bottom, which is tell that story of your rock bottom now. Know it. Become familiar with it. Make peace with it. Then make the other story and see what happens, because all of a sudden you start to want to take care of yourself. All of a sudden you start to see that there's an answer besides just going along to keep doing what you're doing. And we're here, acupuncture, the Axelrad Clinic, myself and my team. We're here. If you're ready to, reach for that other story, that story of healing and hope and change and positivity. And if you're ready to reach for that, we're here because we can help you do that. I mean, the tools that we use are amazingly powerful for bringing out, enhancing that natural healing system that's right here in your body right now. Acupuncture, nutrition, herbal medicine, mind-body coaching, all these things combined, it's what I say, it gets all your healing resources going in one direction. It's that simple. And we do a free consultation for anybody who's interested to come in and talk to us about what we do. If you want to make that investment in yourself, and we don't take insurance. The reason we don't take insurance is because I don't believe that corporations have any investment whatsoever in wellness, and that by injecting a corporate energy into a third-party, shareholder-driven, profit-driven energy into this clinic, it's going to pollute our process, to be honest with you. So we are a cash-only clinic, but we'll work with you on the price. That's no big deal. And we're not like expensive. We don't like have these thousands of dollars packages like a lot of these other wellness clinics out there that I just think are just ripping people off as much as anyone else, honestly. We're here just to help people, everyday people who want to get well, and that's it. So you can book your free consultation. There'll be a link. If you're on Facebook, there'll be a link in the description of this video. You just click it, book the free consultation. Even if you don't want to book the free consultation, I hope you do the exercise, and I hope it'll teach you something about yourself and about, kind of two trajectories, two stories that you could bring to life for you. Okay, there's the story of you hitting rock bottom, and there's the story of you looking at what your rock bottom could be and making that conscious choice to go the other direction. All right? So I hope you enjoyed this little video on reverse rock bottom, and we'll see you next time.